So hopefully that answers most of your questions about the album. Now if I can address specific ones that I managed to pick out from all of the dedicated BBS users. There's a question, there's several questions if there was going to be a Nine Inch Nails Marilyn Manson tour. That's not going to happen. A lot of people wanted to know what I thought about demystifying the devil. I wasn't bothered by it. I was just bored by it. I thought that if they were going to demystify me, they could have done a much better job. I didn't want to sit around and listen to a bunch of people who claimed they knew me for 2 hours. Kalika was very persistent in asking about Scott Patesky and Zim Zum and why I have harsh feelings towards them. I don't feel like I still am bothered by their behavior, but anytime someone sues you, you're not going to want to give them flowers for it. It's not a very pleasant experience. But, I'm waiting anxiously and without any judgment for whatever music they're going to create. If they were such an important part of Marilyn Manson, they've had a lot of time to start their own band, and the opportunity of being associated with Marilyn Manson gives them, a really strong foot in the door, but I haven't really seen anything from them yet, so I'd like them to, step up to the plate and make music, like I've continued to do, but I wish them no harm. I hope the best for them, A lot of people wanted to know about the fan gallery. That's something that we're trying to put together in a way that it respects and showcases the things that you guys have been creating in a proper format, so, hopefully that'll be done soon enough. I appreciate your patience for it. A lot of people want to know about Rage Against the Machine, what my opinion of them was. I don't always agree with their politics, but at the same time, I respect them for being one of the few protest bands of this era, and I like their music, and I like them, so I wish them, great success. Adonai wanted to know about Working Class Hero. That was a song that we recorded while we were going between the Houdini Mansion and Death Valley. It was done acoustically, and it'll be a B-side for Disposable Teens. Habit Man wanted to know about the election, what my opinion of that was. I'm sitting back and watching it with great entertainment because there's a lot of people talking about things they don't believe in, a lot of people pretending like they care about the welfare of America's youth, whatever that is. And I think it's, as always, as it was 10 years ago when I started the band, it's really sad that they pretend to care about something as part of their platform, and they put down artists and people like myself who genuinely care, because when it comes right down to it, I create my music for people to listen to, and those people are the ones that they're pretending to protect, and those people, deserve to have an opinion and deserve to have the choice to listen to things. So I don't think it matters who wins, because they both hate me, and I don't think either one of them are going to do anything about it, so there's no concern on my part. Y2 Matt in Earthbound asked about my favorite books. I read a very interesting book called The Psychopath's Handbook. I quite liked Invisible Monsters by Chuck Palahniuk. A book that was very inspirational in alchemy and researching things for this record was The Secret Doctrine of H.P. Blavatsky. It's sort of esoteric, but if you find your own meaning in it, which I'm not going to bother trying to point out to you because it's something for you to discover, it can be a good book. Omega 11 wanted to know about Trent and I, and had the perception that it was more of a one-sided argument on my part. I think that's a great misconception because my side of the argument was more public because I was on tour, I wrote a book and things like that. That's not to say that it wasn't equally distributed between the two of us, and that was part of us becoming friends again, was putting the past behind us and admitting that we both were wrong. Reborn Antichrist wanted to know if I went to high school prom. No, I didn't. Nobody wanted to go with me, and I probably wouldn't have went even if someone did, because I don't like dancing and smiling and all the things that go on proms. But they can be fun, I guess, if you want to do that. So, someone named Skin wanted to know about the LA fans. That's a very good question. I'm very in debt to you for being patient about the cancellations and everything that happened in LA. And this week, in fact, there's going to be a special opportunity that we're trying to make for the LA fans that is related to our Disposable Teens video. So if you check here in the next day or two, you're going to see something that hopefully will make everyone happy. Strung Out, and probably everybody in America in the media wants to know my opinion on violence. I think that Hollywood provides that opinion. But if I need to go into it deeper, I would say that nothing I've done, including this album, encourages violence any more than the things that I grew up inspired by. If someone were to say Marilyn Manson made my children act the way they do, then that would be as ignorant and easy for me to say that everything that I create is influenced by reading the Bible, watching your media, and growing up in your world that made me feel worthless. So whatever I do is inspired by you, and whatever your kids do is inspired by me. So who do you really want to point the finger at? You got to turn around and look at yourself, because it's your world that I grew up in. Ishtar and a lot of other people want to know about the tarot cards and my paintings. As I said before, the tarot cards play an important role in making this record. A lot of the symbolism in the tarot comes up in the songs, and I recreated the tarot with photography, and a lot of those cards appear in the CD itself. As far as my paintings go, that's something that I've always done in my spare time to try and have another creative outlet. Since everybody is interested in it, I'll try and show as many of those that I can here on the site, and eventually, if I have the opportunity, I'll put a show together, where people can buy those if that's what they want to do, or if they just want to look at them. The last question was from a lot of people, especially someone named Kinder Meat, wanted to know about the VMAs, why I didn't attend, what my opinion was. There wasn't really anything this year that I could say that I had a reason to believe in or have a purpose for showing up. I didn't make any videos this year. Last year my video was pulled from MTV because of Columbine. There wasn't much for me to support other than the fact that Eminem has achieved such a great success. And I chose to work with him because the fact that someone like him has the balls to do what they do helps all of us. And what people need to look beyond is whether you disagree or agree with his opinions. The fact that he's allowed to have his opinion is important for everyone. And that's my feelings towards him. I like what he does, and I like the fact that he's allowed to do it. That doesn't mean I always agree with him, but I think it's important that people like him and people like myself are able to say what they think, and I think that it's important that you say what you think as well, and hopefully this site and the rest of the internet gives you that opportunity. So the rest of the band sends their wishes. We'll see you very soon on tour, and I hope that this site becomes a place where both you and I can say what we feel.